Hello, hello, and welcome to another season of World of Warships Misplays. I've changed the name to Remarkable Replays for this season, for Season 2. And we're running with the Paolo Emilio, and the guy is called Extra Pointless. So Extra Pointless in his Paolo Emilio, I'll refer to him as Pointless, I guess. Okay, the Paolo Emilio, Italian destroyer of Yolo renown. He's got a 7.1 kilometer DTEC, which kind of makes YOLOing a little bit on the tricky dicky side. It's a standard match. There's no subs to worry about, no aircraft carriers, which is nice, because I imagine they would really wreck a YOLO player's day if he was to be detected. It's all about the detection at the end of the day anyway. And you can see straight away he's running Swift in silence, which gets him to over 60 knots. Now, let me tell you, the base speed on this ship is 43.5 knots. Okay. With the speed boost, which is 25%, it lasts around 50 seconds. Yes, only 50 seconds. I guess you could enhance that with coal. We're talking 56.7 knots of speed, but with Swift and Silence, we can go just over 60. I kind of get why he's done this. I get why he's done this. Look how fast he's getting to A. He's going to try and do a fast cap straight into A, which is, you know, no subs, no aircraft carriers, so he could get away with this. Oh, look, there's a split. Of course there is. A lovely split. Now, the guns are 135mm SAP, and they hit like a truck, but it's alpha. So they got a 10-second reload. You can get that down to around 9 seconds. There he goes again. Another 3K on the angle. And he's on the cap. Now, luckily, he's got pretty big health pool. The Paolo Emilio comes with 24K base. He's got 28,950 health with this build. And I'm loving the paint job. That looks like a pinata paint job if ever I saw one. Whack the pinata. He certainly got whacked there by the split, but that's okay. The split is no more. It was so busy trying to stop the Paolo Emilio from going into A that he didn't realize he was getting burned down by the Brinsky, the Colonia, and the Eniton. So, yeah. Pointless has support. Very important. Very important. Never good going in half-cock. But he did tell his team right at the start exactly where he was going and exactly what he was going to do. So, unfortunately for him, they were listening. Okay, firing on the Yugumo with the SAP. Fairly disappointing. There's that 9-second reload I was telling you about. Yeah, on a good day, to a target that's relatively soft, the maximum damage you can expect from these Alpha Strike guns is 8k. Okay, and that's really with the wind behind you and everything going well. The range here with this build is 11.3 kilometers, so not very long range, but that can be an advantage because any ships beyond that range, if you have no other ships than your intended victim within 11 kilometers of you, as soon as your victim dies, you go dark. So there is something to be said for short range guns, okay? He's just trying to finish Yugumo off with his SAP. That looks pretty good, but again, doesn't quite land all the shells. Yeah, slot 3 aiming system modification 1 is probably preferable over the torpedo module, but the torpedo module kind of there are arguments to be made because it kind of makes your torpedo tubes less destructible, okay? But you get 3 launches. You've got a repair on a 40-second cooldown. You can manage that, and they have better accuracy on your guns. So maybe aiming modification 1 in slot 3, maybe might be an idea, and maybe he could have got that Yugumo down a little quicker. Anyhow, it is what it is. The guns are a bit of a handful on the Emilio, the Paolo Emilio. Okay, now he's got the islands in front of him. Now, islands are great for Yolo destroyers, okay? Because you can use the island to take advantage of your crap stealth. You can use the island to hide you instead, because his stealth is 7.1, which is not really that great. So he's going to use this island. He's looking at the Nelson. He's thinking, maybe Yolo, maybe. Okay, he's going to hover around these channels, and he's constantly looking at the Nelson, the Lion, and the St. Louis over there. And he's just getting a feel for where all the enemy ships are. Now, Yugumo was a top scout. Top scalp. They had to get rid of Yugumo because he was lighting mid, and the Paolo Emilio wouldn't be able to get this close to his intended prey otherwise. Now, these very short-range torpedoes hit like Shimakaze torps. They do almost 24k each. You got 12 of them in 3 launchers, right? One launcher each side, and one that can go both sides, 360-degree kind of style. And they hit like a truck. I'm feeling sorry for the Nelson here. Is he going to hit him? Nelson did turn out at the last second, didn't he? Yeah. That was a very good launch, though. Yep. There goes the Nelson. Beautifully done. Beautifully done, Pointless. Beautifully done. That was definitely not pointless. That was awesome. That's what that was, right there. Okay, so if you can get close enough, right, and bear in mind you have got crawling smoke as well. You've got smoke, Italian smoke, that goes with you no matter what speed you're doing. You can YOLO the target, or you can do what he just did there and stealth torp them using the island. Island ambushes are king. Another line that uses island ambushes a lot in the early tiers is the American torpedo boat line, which the gearing's on. Yeah, I mean, you could argue they're hybrids, but they use islands because their detect isn't that great. Well, Paolo Emilio's detect is even worse. I would say you need to be a seasoned destroyer veteran to get the most out of this ship. She really is a bit of a handful, and Pointless is doing a really good job of weaving up the middle. Now he's looking at the mini-map and he's thinking, oh, Vladivostok, comrades. Potential here. Potential for mischief. So he's going to hang around this corner and see if the Vladivostok comes his way. And who would blame him? He's kind of given the game away a little bit because he's on cap now, and the enemy team will be aware of that. There's the Vladivostok. If he holds that course, the Vladivostok's in for a ambush surprise. Meanwhile, the Ognivoy takes out the St. Louis. The teams are quite well matched at this point. Team Green has more caps. The scores are a bit messed up on the timers. If you look at the top, the timers are kind of... You need to look at this in reverse. Team Green are on 438 points. See? And Team Red are on 344. Okay, let's establish that now. Because I noticed this. I noticed the mods were messed up. And the timers were a bit off. But, patience is king, right? Patience is king. There's the Vladivostok. Here comes the Paolo Emilio. He's going to use his crawling smoke and YOLO the Vladivostok. Here we go. I bet the Vladivostok's regretting that he fired now. We're in X-ray, super close. Oh, he's waiting for the last possible second, isn't he, to get maximum impact. And there go the Shima torps. 2 spreads should do it. If the first set don't. Yep. The joys of Paolo Emilio ownership, right? And here comes the Lion. He's going for the double. So 2 death strikes in his pocket, and here comes the Lion. The Lion. French brilliance about to collapse. Now he's only got 1 spread left, so he needs to time this right. But it is a tier 7 ship, so yes, yes. Another dev strike, and he hits his high caliber. Beautifully executed YOLOs there from the Paolo Emilio. And this is how you do it. This is how you play the Paolo Emilio. Some people say, oh, you could open water gunboat in her because she's fast. True to a certain extent, but the guns are not her main thing. They are slow firing. They do have good alpha, and I like that. Oh god, Team Red. Baltimore just took out the Nagato, and Mantefil took out the Santander. Oh my god. Now, he's got RPF too. This helps. This helps greatly, especially when you're behind an island. Okay. Because it gives you a pretty good idea of where the enemy ship is on the other side of that island. It's probably useful to incorporate RPF into your YOLO build. I get why he's done that. Also gives you a pretty good idea of where all the enemy destroyers that can spot you are. What's this ship got going for it? 60 knot speed, really strong short-range torpedoes, but 6 kilometers, okay. Crawling smoke. Those are your bread and butter, right? Everything else is not so great. Oh, I forgot to mention 60mm armor belt. The Paolo Emilio is very heavily armored and has a high hit point pool, so 60mm. Oh, he's kind of hoping the Kansas is going to keep pushing, but the Kansas is turning out in a way I don't think those torps are going to reach him. So yeah, she's a very heavily armored destroyer, probably the most heavily armored destroyer in the game that would make something like a Hoffman blush, right? I mean, honestly, 60mm. Yeah, kind of makes the Elbing and the Hoffman look kind of lame. Very heavily armored and incredibly fast as well. Can easily keep up with a Kleber or a Marceau. And with the speed boost on and swift and silent running can go faster. In fact, with all of that off and the speed boost on, she's, let me see, about 1 kilometer an hour faster than a Kleber going at max speed. So, comparable, right? Comparable. I do like the swift and silent on this. Darting round the board, as it were, at 60 knots, using his concealing smoke when he needs to, and using the islands to ambush with YOLO attacks and ambushes is just a really powerful combination. I like what you've done here, Pointless. I like your build. I think this is the smart man's play on the Paolo Emilio, for sure. Yeah, he's got to keep his distance here. Team Green are doing very well on the points. They're at 651. And Team Red are at 372 on the points. So Team Red have got it all to do. And we're capping... We're recapping there, capping A. B. Okay. Smoked up and turned away because that got a little bit dicey. Hit points are quite low now. We're at 6,444, so Pointless is looking after his health pool, but he's scared the Kansas off and secured the cap for his team. Good play from him. We're almost up to 200,000 damage. Very good indeed. 3 dev strikes, a high caliber, and 3 enemy ships sunk. In Colonia we trust. Yes, quite chat. The chat's been interesting. Oh. He managed to ambush the Kansas. Kansas turned it back in to try and take the B cap and caught a torpedo, and down he went. Okay, Confederate badge secured. I like it. And now he's looking for the Fletcher and going into sea with half an eye on the Fletcher, although it looks like his RPF is telling him that there's nothing here. Because his target's behind him, the Fletcher is all the way over there. Oh no, that's a Mantefil. Yeah, the Fletcher is just to the left of the Mantefil off screen. There he is, right there. Okay. And he's thinking... Potentially, I could alpha strike this guy. Assuming I can hit him. Okay. Fires again. Fletcher's running fast. Those shells look pretty good. No, Fletcher turns into a void. You can see their shells are actually quite floaty, even at 11.3 kilometers. Of course, he's got 12.2 because he's running Sansonetti. There's a Kraken. That was godlike. That last set of shells. Perfect. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay. Manteuffel and Colonia are squaring up, and the Manteuffel gets him with a torpedo. The Team Green's got quite a lead, and there's still 4 minutes left in the match. So where are we up to? 745. Okay. 753. But wow, what a game. And now Pointless is going to head on down to sea. Well, Pointless got chased off sea by the Manteuffel, but there was really not much going on because Pointless remained stealthed the entire time. So there were no engagements and nothing much to talk about. But he's had a bit of a game, it has to be said. And with 15 seconds left, Team Green is about to steal the match. That is so bugged out. Now we have 985 points banked. 3, 2, 1, 989, 993. And Pointless wins the game for his team. Whew. Hard carry in the Paolo Emilio. Excellent play there from Pointless. Over 1 million credits banked, an expert, Confederate, 3 Dev Strike medals, a Kraken, and a high caliber. Just your average day on the farm, right? In the Paolo Emilio. Yeah, pretty impressive stuff. Okay, let's look at the team score. Yeah, 2,430. Yeah, it was a hell of a match. Manteuffel got 1,500. Okay, so he was having a bit of a game. 63k on the bloody Vostok. 55k on the Nelson. My God. It was a massacre. 45k on the Lion, or Leon. And 15k on the Kansas. He caught one of those Shima-like torpedoes, Italian torpedoes. Yeah, Yugumo 9k. Not bad, not bad, not bad. 198,546 total. 170,000 of that was from torpedoes, so you get the play style. It's YOLO torpedoes and ambushes all the way and use the islands to their maximum effect. 40% credit booster on, almost 1 million credits, 100% ship XP, 200% on the commander XP. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did commenting on it. The new season of Remarkable Replays will continue until just before the summer as I break for Season 3 and ponder my life choices. This has been incredible. I've got some more incredible matches coming up for you shortly in the next few coming weeks. Stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Thank you.